Hey, morning everyone. It is Monday, June 13th, and it's shaping up to be quite the Monday. So we're going to start out here just looking at cryptos. So here is your chart of Bitcoin. As you can see, just in a straight downtrend. We've had these last 4 days of just price acceleration to the downside, and we went from -3 to -2 to -6, and now we're at -12. I started drawing in these RSI trend lines. These are bullish. You're seeing the RSI gain upside momentum, which is what we want in assets that are going to go up in value. And clearly, both of these levels just got absolutely destroyed. So there's nothing to be doing here in Bitcoin. If you wanted to short, you should have done it when it crossed below that 28 level. If you wanted to go long, then you should have just thrown your computer in the trash, because this has not been long for pretty much the entire year. Moving down to Ethereum, same thing. We can get into this yellow line more in future videos, but this is your year-to-date VWAP. This is kind of what keeps me honest, keep me in assets that are going to go up in value and not go down in value like you're seeing in Ethereum here. Same thing that we were seeing in Bitcoin. Your RSI trend line got taken out. Let's see, that would have been on Saturday, and since then it's just been straight down, and this one's getting crushed even harder. Moving over to Dogecoin. This one never even really got, that nice RSI trend line. Still kind of going up and down between this one. This one's been going back since May of last year, and it's more or less been holding a support and resistance. And as you can see, it just got bodied. Price got bodied off this RSI trend line. It has been going down ever since. Moving on to SHIB, same thing, straight down. Nothing you want to be doing here. Then we go to Binance. Binance is probably going to have to get a relief rally at some point. This is starting to get parabolic to the downside. Maybe we see some bounce down here at this 200 level, and then we form an inverse cup and handle, and then this thing just keeps going down. But this is not the place that you want to be entering. And then moving on, going to take one more look at crypto. So I posted this one on Twitter. We kind of drew in that. That's not it. Drew in that this kind of descending triangle, and I inverted the chart, and I'll show you again here. So this looks like a perfect breakout here. This is your ascending triangle. We're following the 20-day moving average all the way up throughout the pattern, and then we get this big breakout, kind of just from a thrust off that 20-day moving average. So let's uninvert this, take us back to the real world, and that's where you're just getting absolutely hammered. We get that thrust off the 20-day, and it's just straight down from there. And we got this big power move. That's an 8% move into a 9.5% move. And now we're down almost 14% on the day, and we still have 10.5 hours to go. So that's cryptos. Those are looking awful. Please tell me you're not going long any cryptos right here. Moving over to commodities, let's take a look at lumber. So lumber, straight downtrend, has been for the longest time. This RSI trend line has kept you out of this trade, and if you have been out of this trade, then you have been thankful. Moving on to oil. Oil was in this kind of stage 2 for a while. Looks like it may be forming a stage 3. I was long oil going into last week, but I closed that out on Friday when my stop loss was hit on ERX, which is the XLE bull, 2 times leveraged ETF. So nothing really to do on oil right here. RSI's hot. The PPO histogram starting to gain downside momentum, and it might be rolling over to the downside as well. Moving on to natural gas, kind of been a hard pattern to trade, kind of just this chop back and forth. Nothing really going on here. PPO histogram to the downside, so this should be gaining downside momentum as well. But look for that kind of $8 level to hold and see how it would go from there. Moving on to copper. This one is down big. Copper is supposed to be the industrial metal. It's supposed to be the metal that kind of signifies how well the economy is doing. And last week we got this huge pump on June 2nd. This really changed a lot of things. This brought price above the year-to-date VWAP. It kind of blew past all these previous resistance, but it couldn't get past this previous support turn resistance. And that's where we stopped out on this June 3rd day. Once we kind of hit that level, we went straight back down, and ever since then it's been below the year-to-date VWAP. So this is obviously some some market manipulation going on this June 2nd day, trying to bait some people into going long just so they could take it down even lower. Moving on to gold. This one also got really close to breaking out in a bullish stage 2. You know, we kind of formed this cup and handle. You got your little cheat right here. It didn't get all the way to the top, and then it just went nice and sideways. You know, a confluence of resistance here between the year-to-date VWAP and this previous high VWAP, you know, right around that 1885 level. And we never got there. You know, your PPO histogram starting to roll over. The PPO line never went in positive territory, and the RSI never really had a chance to sport any sort of bullish RSI trend line. So now you're kind of just getting this chop sideways fest, and depending on how we close today, you may even get a bearish engulfing on today's chart. And then moving into silver, same kind of thing, doing even worse than gold is. Let's delete this previous high trend line, or this previous high VWAP, doesn't even matter. Yeah, nothing really going on here with silver. Let's take a look at the VIX. So obviously VIX is spiking up 17% today. Markets are in turmoil. We broke out of this RSI trend line, which is kind of what I was expecting. And let's take a look at this on the weekly. It looks even better. You know, we kind of got this bull flag forming here, that run up, consolidation, and bam, taking us almost right next to that 35 level, which is going to be important to watch. Moving on to the dollar, same kind of thing. You had this correction within both price and the RSI. So RSI bearish trend line finally breaks that on Friday, and then today we're just off to the races. It's up 5.5. It's up 0.5% today. And then let's take a look at equities. So here's the SPY, already down 2.32%. You know, broke the bullish RSI trend line on Thursday, and it's just been straight down ever since. Take a look at bonds. Been below the year-to-date VWAP almost the entire year. Not something that you want to be going long. Again, broke that bullish RSI trend line, you know, back here in May, and it's been going down ever since. We'll see if this one can hold, but I seriously doubt it. Moving on to the Russell 2000 small caps. Same kind of thing, going straight down here. Nothing that you want to be taking a long trade on. Going to the Qs. Same thing, going right down to these May lows, and probably will even go below them. We're down negative 2.6% today. And then moving on to the Dow Jones, same kind of thing. You know, very, very downward pattern. This is going to have to bounce eventually, but it could go much lower. So that's a look at the market today. Thanks, everybody, and good luck trading out there.